Hello and welcome to Critical Strike, episode 89. I'm Josh, and here with me is Kyle.
What the fuck are you talking about?
And Billy.
My junk's out.
Oh no. So everything in the pre-show discussion got brought up in the intro.
Oh man, no one's gonna know what the fuck is going on, so you're gonna have to cut in that 10 minutes of us talking.
10 minutes, dude, that's like 19 minutes right there.
Yeah, put it at the back like every fucking reality show now has those stupid after shows. We'll have an after podcast show.
They totally ripped us off. I've been doing that for years.
They took the stinger.
Just right at the end.
They took the stinger.
Yeah, I don't like that. Fuck them. Yeah, so now I have to like find a way to clip in Bill taking his junk out and wave it in front of his 60-something-year-old receptionist, and
There's no video of that. There's no cutting it in.
There's no video of that that I'm aware of.
yeah, there's video, Bill.
I'll send you video if you want.
Oh fuck, actually I did have something that happened to me.
All right, well, hold on.
Okay,
Kyle.
sorry, I forgot about it until I saw
So
the
Kyle,
video.
what happened with you in this past week since the last episode?
Okay, so since the last episode, you know how my stomach's kind of really crappy?
Yeah,
So,
like you eat and then you shit 5 minutes later. Yeah.
So, like, if I hold it in, it gets incredibly painful sometimes.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah.
I went to the bathroom, like, it
I don't
was
like
a
how
nice
this is
long
going.
one. And then, I guess this is the easiest way to bring it up. So,
No, we want full detail.
I stood up.
Tim Tebow would give us detail, Kyle.
Yeah, so, you know, I wiped, cleaned up. I stood up, pulled up my pants, kind of put my suspenders over each shoulder, buttoned up, zipped up. And then I went to lean and flush. And then I caught hold of my work. And, you know the elevator scene in The Shining?
Yes. Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah.
With the blood flying
With
around.
blood, yeah.
Wait, so you had a bloody?
Like,
Dude.
it was...
That shit's not normal.
It was like
Literally.
someone poured tomato soup in the toilet, and I was like,
Bro.
holy shit. What the fuck?
I like how
Shouldn't you be telling your doctor this story?
Well, yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
like
see
how
the
I
doctor.
pre-show. I'm like, Kyle, do you have anything, that happened that you want to talk about before we start talking about games? And this is what you bring us?
Yeah, well, I forgot, and then I looked to my right, and there's the... Okay, so...
There's a picture of it. He framed it up on his wall.
No, it's the
His doctor advised him to start taking pictures.
yeah, no. It's like the 10-page questionnaire I have to fill out for the gastroenterologist.
Oh, shit.
So
Dude.
the big reason why I have to do this is because my brother either has ulcerative colitis or Crohn's.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I sent him a text message because he mentioned this to me offhand. What happened to him? I'm like, so when you shat blood, was it a little bit or was it like the scene from The Shining? And he goes,
Oh.
call the fucking doctor.
Yeah,
Oh
no
my
shit,
God.
dude. Like,
This is horrible. This isn't really funny anymore.
No,
it's
it's-
like
you
you're
just
genuinely sick.
And then it disappeared.
Oh,
It hasn't
man.
happened since.
It's Oh, okay. I thought you meant like it was there, and then it's like the blood went away in the toilet bowl.
Yeah.
Like dumping phenolphthalein in the toilet. It
And
just
then I'm just like,
dissolves.
well, what the fuck happened? I didn't eat anything red, and my ass was in an incredible amount of pain.
Wow.
So,
What
Tuesday, so...
where was your roommate when you woke up, by the way?
I don't know. Why?
Was he next to you?
No?
Okay.
What? That happened freshman year of college, Josh.
I'm driving at you getting driven.
Yeah, but I made the call like 15 minutes after that, got an appointment with the gastroenterologist. They sent me this paperwork. And my appointment is for this Tuesday, so the 6th, and I realized that's also when Mass Effect 3 is coming out. So I have...
Sorry, Doc, I can't make it.
No, so I have an early morning
Awesome.
appointment with the butt doctor, and then I get to play Mass Effect 3 all day. So it's kind of
One
a
in
nice...
a million shot, Doc. 1 in a million shot.
Way to plan the butt injury, Kyle.
I completely forgot Mass Effect 3 was coming out, and then it's like, oh fuck, I guess this is happening too. This is the sweet icing on the blood shit cake that I had.
Kyle, I gotta know, is there some questions in the questionnaire that are probably pretty funny, though? Like alluding to, did you get fucked in the ass recently or something like that?
Victim of sexual abuse is in it.
I was expecting at least some fun questions.
I just love, though, like, Kyle, do you have anything interesting that happened in the last week that you might want to talk about?
I might be dying out my ass.
Yeah. Well, I was taking a shit, and somehow my fucking liver just came through.
Ugh.
And I was just like, holy fuck, that's scary when that happens.
Yeah, dude, but I don't think it's something you probably should have brought up on a show.
No, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I mean,
it's good.
It's, hey, people, if blood comes out of your butt, go to a doctor, because it might be cancer.
This is very troubling.
Oh, man, now I feel so... I don't want to make fun of you for the rest of the episode now.
Or you have hemorrhoids, and you somehow irritated them so much that they're bleeding. That's sort of what I've gathered from the internet. It's either cancer or your butt hurts.
My butt hurts. I'm just going to shit out tomato sauce.
I love that the card on the flowers from Pop Pop when you're in the hospital are just going to say, I knew it.
This little recorder there is like, oh, I wonder who's this. I'm just going to hit play. I knew it, you pixie faggot. All these years you were taking it in the ass.
Man, Pedro's too big for you, huh, you faggot?
Pedro.
I thought it was Roberto, Kyle. Roberto.
Well, I've moved on since Roberto.
Pedro is his brother.
Yeah.
Now there's a feud.
It's actually kind of messy, too.
That's what you're saying.
It's like The Shining, Kyle.
Oh, man. That sucks, though, Kyle. I hope you're okay.
Yeah, so do I.
Seriously.
So, Tuesday, I'm probably going to get a guy's hand up my ass, and then probably 2 weeks from now, there's going to be a camera in my ass.
Yeah, well, it's no different than every other day, right?
And then, a month from now when we're in Boston, there's going to be a camera and a hand up your ass.
So, I mean, could it possibly be, maybe diet related? Do you eat random, like a lot of sunflower seeds or some shit like that?
No, it wouldn't have been that.
Oh, man.
So, most likely it's probably ulcerative colitis, and I'll have to take medicine for the rest of my life.
No, but it is weird, though, because, like, anytime you go to a restaurant or you eat around Kyle, like, he'll eat, and then 2 minutes later, he's in the bathroom.
That sucks, man.
There is definitely something not right.
Yeah.
And I think it just finally came to...
a head.
So you probably don't want to hear... You probably don't want to hear about the plate of jalapeno poppers I have upstairs waiting to be grilled, do you?
No, I mean, I still eat that stuff and I find it delicious. It's just...
it's like passing a sea urchin when it's done.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Oh, God.
So, dare I ask, Bill, have you had anything interesting happen to you in the last 2 weeks?
Funny story. What do you guys know about rape?
I know it feels good for me.
No, nothing exciting at all. But very, very, very simple things. I'm happy. No ass bleeding, no rape. Everything's good.
Oh, man. Yeah, and everything's the same with me, too. Like, I have not...
Well, not quite the same, because there's a shocking lack of meows going on in your bedroom.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything.
I'm pretty sure he's sedated in front of the pellet stove right now.
Dude, are you giving your cat pills?
Oh, yeah, you guys got snow this week, right?
Yeah, we got a lot of snow. Like, if you remember in the beginning of October, we just got nailed with snow, kind of like Kyle's ass. And that
was his back. Hey!
And from basically that storm until this past Thursday, we've had absolutely no snow. It's been like 50 degrees almost every day. And on Thursday, we just got leveled with snow. And so right now it's cold, and the cats are sedated in front of the pellet stove, just soaking up the heat.
Cool.
So yeah, that's about as interesting as it gets for me.
I love that the show just now starts with just absolute nothing for at least 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's great.
Well, let's get away from the nothing. Well, no, Bill, Kyle's issue was
that's like a serious, like, oh, I got into a car accident and almost died.
Well, see, that's just funny.
Yeah, you dropping your phone and then immediately having a truck drive over it, that's good humor, bud.
Right, but you shitting out tomato soup is not very funny.
Yeah, actually, I'll probably give you a couple random emails just to check in, because it seems like it might be kind of serious.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. I mean, I'll let you guys know what the verdict is Tuesday.
The doctor says I have a great ass.
So I'll give you an ass update on Tuesday. Like I'll live vlog it for you.
We'll have Mass Effect 3 and then Ass Effect 3. So yeah. So we do have a couple of questions from the Twitter from Mr. JSS Lifelike, and the first question is, will Atnicero, that's me, overlook his distaste of sci-fi and play Mass Effect 3? And I think the answer there is pretty obvious.
Yeah, you're gonna get goaded into playing it. You're gonna play it for 2 hours. You're gonna go, fuck this game, and you're not gonna play it again.
No, I'm not even gonna get goaded into playing it.
I don't see you playing it.
No, I enjoyed the time that I played Mass Effect 2. It was pretty cool, but it's just not for me. And like, I think Bill's hatred of this game is kind of rubbing off on me now. I'm like, Chobot? Ugh.
Yeah,
I don't even know who the fuck these people are.
I don't know. I'm out. I'll watch what I need to know online. And then hearing things like, I was listening to the Giant Bombcast had like a Mass Effect 3 special where they're talking to someone from, BioWare or whatnot. And he asked him a question somewhere along the lines of, if you're not playing all of these, the Facebook thing, and there's something else out there, I don't remember what it is. Like, I think it's the online aspect of it. Can you still get like the top echelon best ending? And he's like, yeah, but you really have to be on point, which makes it seem like, so to get, it's just like to tie those other things into the best Mass Effect ending, fuck off.
No, but from the way it sounded, it's like if you want the best ending, you have to do all the side quests, which is what you had to do in the second one.
Not necessarily.
Because you had to mine all the planets, you had to do all the loyalty missions, you had to have enough experience, you had to do all that stuff. That was a lot of work.
Yeah, but now you don't have to because you can just play some bullshit Facebook game.
Right. Well, real quick, Bill, why don't you read off his second question there?
And in the crew's thoughts, how is BioWare's next supposed opus shaping up? They keep losing me little by little. I don't know what that is.
Maybe Mass Effect 3, that's what he's talking about?
I don't know.
Is BioWare doing another game?
Well, they're doing another game, but I think basically like between Dragon Age 2 and then everything with Mass Effect 3, are you starting to hate them, Bill?
Yeah, I've definitely crossed a line. It bothers me that that's the case, but I definitely have. It's mostly just the EA. It's the 19 million different, pre-order bonuses. It's the Facebook shit. It's the online multiplayer. It's, they've just basically sold out.
And Dragon Age 2 just sucked.
That was bad. I finished it, but it was bad.
It cost you.
Yeah.
Wait, and what about you, Kyle? Are you starting to dislike BioWare a little bit?
I guess I'm fortunate because I've sort of shied away from Dragon Age 2 after hearing how terrible it was.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad.
Well, it's the jump from 1 to 2 was really nice. I really like all the changes they made. And I'm still looking forward to 3. I'm still optimistic about it.
For Dragon Age or
Mass Effect 3? I don't care about Dragon Age anymore.
Did you, but you played SWTOR or Sweater or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
That was...
Yeah, I see.
Well, you played it in the beta.
Yeah, I did play it in the beta, right? And my machine isn't really the best thing to run it. From what I've been hearing, people have been fucking loving it.
You remember that picture I sent you, though? That was great, where it listed all the WoW abilities, and then
you did like that, didn't you, Josh?
Oh, that was great, because it's basically a carbon copy of WoW.
When there's a free weekend, I have no doubt that I'll play the free weekend, at least just to,
Oh, they need to do a trial. They will do a trial eventually. Every MMO does.
But overall, like the EA in general, it's not so much BioWare. I think it's just EA's control on them is just where it's like breaking me. Where I would probably enjoy playing Mass Effect 3 on the PC. It's Origin only, so fuck that. There's no controller support anyway. You start looking at some of the bullshit they pulled with SSX that we'll talk about later, and it's just they're swinging into this other realm of not cool.
And
not cool, man.
EA spent so much time at the beginning of this generation. I think I was talking to Pete about it, but they spent so much time at the beginning of this generation where like they were trying to earn favor back with people, like with what was it?
Mirror's Edge and Dead Space.
In Dead Space, yeah, they were like, "Oh, we're just going to create these 2 new IPs and support them. We're going to show you that we can do new things and blah blah blah." And they were, pretty cool around that time. And now it's like, "Yep, we're back to being a fucking asshole. Fuck you. We're a juggernaut."
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think. Oh well. I mean, the only thing that would really get me jacked back up for BioWare, and it's it really seemed like they were pulling away from the path they're on, was if they came out with like a Jade Empire 2 and it didn't look like it was rubbish.
Mm-hmm.
I like Jade Empire. I thought it was interesting.
So did I love that game. I played both good and bad. Game's great.
Yeah.
People can fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is if it came out now, there'd be some sort of John Woo tie-in, 1,900 different downloadable exclusive pre-order crap. And
it's all about money.
Yeah.
That's it.
But let me ask you this, Cal, before we jump too far away from this with the Mass Effect 3. You don't take some offense to one of the DLC characters in Mass Effect 3 being a Prothean? What you've been building to understand these people for so long, they put a Prothean as DLC? That doesn't piss you off, kinda? You're, one of your people in your team, you don't have him unless you pay for it extra?
That doesn't if you buy the full game, that doesn't come in?
No, you have to buy the special edition that apparently you can't get right now.
So you have to buy him separately?
Yeah, it's straight up DLC unless you bought the special edition, which actually seemed to be what it's supposed to be, where not everyone could get it. Like there is limited quantities.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you got to drop in another $10 to play or have a Prothean in your team. That's offensive to me.
Well,
because the other characters in the last game, those were just characters. They were fun. If you had them, you had them. If not, it didn't really matter. This is a fucking Prothean. It's kind of one of the core things of the whole story. And the fact that they even tell us that that's a downloadable character wrecks some stuff. Sorry.
I didn't know about that. That's kind of dumb.
Yeah. All in all, I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, so do I.
I'm looking forward to it. After the morning you're gonna have, you'll go and grab a sub and sit down with some Mass Effect.
Gonna get one of those inflatable rings, sit down on the floor, play some Mass Effect.
You should go do some manly shit after that, though. Go to like a gun firing range or something after that morning.
Yeah, dude, you are getting violated after all.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't have too long before you have to start getting those colonoscopy checkups, right? When are those supposed to start?
Isn't it 50?
No,
I think it's Mike. Like, he knows.
I think it's like 40.
Oh, shit. He's already had one then.
Oh, yeah. Definitely up there.
Oh, he's been violated, too. Oh, man, I got 10 years left.
I wonder if you can just YouTube and like figure out what you're supposed to do by yourself. That would be less terrible, right? Maybe.
Well, one of my coworkers, I think, actually just recently got it, and they did it a new way with like an ultrasound rather than going into his butt.
Cool. I'm going to pretend it's like a Star Trek sonar-ish thing where it's...
And then he put his fingers up your ass. And you're like, why are you doing that? You said I didn't have to have it. Well, I just wanted you to be comfortable.
I need it as a datum, a point of reference, definitely, yes.
He pulls down his mask, and all of a sudden all you hear is, I knew you were a faggot, you Percy. Pop-Up, you're a doctor?
That's how you had that house.
Nice.
Oh, well. Good questions, though, Lifelike.
Yeah, we appreciate it. And so let's get this shit rolling now that we've... I don't want to say let's get this shit roll. Let's get this shit boiling. For the sake of Kyle. All right, Bill, you got some shit to talk about?
Sure. The only thing I've really been playing is Final Fantasy 13 2-X15.
What?
Yep.
Bill's playing a Final Fantasy game?
What?
I played the last one.
Like 2 minutes.
I played a little bit of it. It was fucking terrible.
So Bill's time is for every 3 hours you take off.
It's like Dog Years, except cooler. No, I made it to the forest thing, right, where there's animals there. So that's what, like 4 or 5 hours in?
Yeah, it's about there. That's where I stopped before I gave it back to Redbox.
Okay.
Yeah. So on this one, I just got to the spot where you can open up 2 gates in like the first kind of openish area where you can either go forward into like the forest area or just like maybe 2 or 3 years forward into the same area. Like after you beat the Atlas zone, like when you can branch out, that's right where I'm at.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I know exactly where you are then.
Yeah. I mean, and I like it enough to say I have on my phone, I have the webpage saved so you can find all the fragments. Like I'm actually enjoying it. Wow. It's quite good.
The combat, like, I know that you don't like the paradigm system.
It's still stupid, but it's much better.
It's a lot better in the fact that it's faster. Like,
yeah.
When you switch, you don't get that little, like, 5-second cutscene of them, like, doing a little dance.
Yes. And I love the whole Pokemon thing. That's really great.
That threw me off when that happened. Like
It's
what?
different.
And then I realized,
Yeah.
this is going to be a Final Fantasy game where you only play as 2 characters. That's weird.
Yeah, it is weird, but I like Bill. I enjoy it because, like, there's a bunch of rare monsters and stuff, and I've actually sought them out. That way because they're more powerful and they
Yeah,
can
I'm
do
gonna do
different
that
things,
too.
and so that's just like another depth. It makes you want to go back in time and then forward in time, and
I had forgot that you could level up, which is a whole joke aside. But so, can you level up the beasts that you get?
Yes.
Or is it just?
Yep.
Okay.
So
if you go and seek out one of those rare ones, like if I hit up a website and find the ones I need to get, periodically through the game, I can then level those up to be pretty kick-ass.
Yep.
Cool.
It's like how you had to upgrade weapons and armor in the original game. So you just feed them components, and then they grow stronger.
Yeah, because all I've done right now is give the kitty a hat.
Did you rename the kitty?
No, I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, you can
Man.
give them names.
Joshy McJosh is going to be awesome.
Oh, Christ.
Oh, man.
So yeah, it's cool that overall, all in all, that you're enjoying it so far. But
Well, it reminds me a lot of Crisis Core. I know you don't want to hear that, but
No,
it
Crisis
just
Core is
has
cool.
like that vibe that I liked about Crisis Core, where there's just other things going on. There's little bits of side things that you can do, and you can run around and kind of get a little lost and just have fun exploring, which is kind of what I like about open RPG type games. I mean, it's still fairly tight, but yet I don't get frustrated. You're not running down tubes. You can
Right.
still go out and have a lot of fun.
how do you like the Moogle?
Pretty annoying.
Seems very out of place
He is and he isn't.
compared to the rest of every other model in the game. Very out of place.
Are you talking graphically?
Yeah,
Yeah, I will agree with that.
I don't understand their decision on that, but overall, like his role in the game, yeah, I kind of like it. He's kind of like a magic wand to uncover things, and
Yep.
I don't think. Say what?
You eventually get a toss ability where you can throw them.
Yeah, because I was trying to figure out how to get one of the fragments up above the Atlas hands, and apparently I have to go do some other things and then come back to that.
Yeah, once you get to a certain point in the game, you unlock the throw ability,
Yeah.
where you basically just grab him by the fucking head and launch him.
Oh,
And he's
not
like,
my
"Meh,
pom-pom.
He's like, yeah, he doesn't like it. He freaks out.
Yeah, and the characters don't seem like in the last game you had the little kid that was just
Hope.
horribly annoying. And I'm not getting that in this game. Like everything seems to be kind of cool what's going on, and I don't hate anyone.
Yeah, like I liken what's his name, Noel, to I haven't played it in a few weeks, but anyways, I liken him to Auron in Final Fantasy X. I'm sure Kyle, you remember Auron, where he's just quiet. He just doesn't really say much, and he doesn't really do much, but he knows his role and he just does it.
Yeah.
Basically, so he's not bitchy or whiny.
I do wish there was a little bit more, loot and weapons, that type of thing, but that's every game, so that's not an actual complaint. You know what I mean? But I don't know, I like the little traveling chocobo salesman lady. I think it's amusing.
I saw it and I was like, what the fuck is up with you?
Yeah, she just shows up in random places, and at least with that, like it seems like you get to this point in the game, she now has these weapons that are quite a bit stronger than yours. You're supposed to buy those, obviously.
She's traveling through time too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm digging that. I like the whole fiction side of things, we'll say, with the time travel and that type of thing. It's neat.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
You're walking a thin line, buddy.
Very thin, but I'm a tightrope walker, buddy. I don't exactly know what the fuck is going on, per se. I mean, you watch this opening, thing. Why would she be traveling through time to look for her sister? Like, there's a lot of things where you're just like, this game's fun, but what's really going on here?
You're getting to a point where it will get explained a bit more.
I hope so.
Oh, that's kind of just like a standard Square game.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's, what the fuck am I going on? Or what the fuck's going on? Then 10 hours into it to go, oh, okay, there's boss 1, and then 20 hours after that, okay, there's the real boss.
They give you these little nuggets every once in a while. It's like a carrot on a stick, basically.
Okay.
And eventually, like every once in a while, they just slap you in the face with this massive story thing, and you're like, I can't comprehend what's going on.
Now, another thing to bring up, since you're Josh and you do music episodes that you sprinkle between these,
Yeah. Wow, 3 last year, but yeah.
Well, let's talk about the music, because what the shit's going on sometimes. I mean, there was Frona walked in the room once and I was fighting this boss, and it was like this bad, like, Argentinian heavy metal or some shit. And she's, what's the music? And I'm like, I don't know.
It's not very good.
It's not
What
very
the
good
fuck
at
is with
all.
the Chocobo music? That was terrible.
Yeah. This is probably the weakest Final Fantasy soundtrack I've. I didn't really like 13's music that much either, but also I'm a Uematsu snob.
Yeah, but I don't remember that music. I'll remember this music, because it's some bad stuff.
It's kind of right up there with the Final Fantasy X boss theme when you're fighting Jet. It's just heavy metal with really shitty lyrics.
Oh, yeah.
It's not good. In fact, Kyle used that in his critical music, yeah.
And I was like, I thought this was like a shitty cover.
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but if they actually re-release an HD copy, I'll probably play that.
Well, they are redoing Final Fantasy X for the Vita.
Yeah, and that's probably when I'll finally play it. I have the disc somewhere here from like Frona's brother. I just never played it. But when they redo that on the Vita, I have a feeling I'll end up playing that.
Yeah,
so I'll know someday, Josh.
And I'm sure that you're liking being able to save anywhere and stuff like that.
Well, there's a lot of little things that just make the entire experience better than the last game. Just things just seem to be proceeding and progressing much better, and you can just save and not panic. And
it's a drastic improvement over 13. It really is.
I mean, sometime, obviously not here. Well, maybe tomorrow if you guys are playing games. I have a feeling I'll play tomorrow when they leave. But I'd like to kind of get some input on your paradigm structures. Because really mine basically breaks down to purple so I can get up the thing and then switch to commandos. And then I have another one that's got a couple healing things in it.
Wait,
Yeah.
But I'm just curious to see how other people are doing it. So, in case I'm doing it wrong, as they say.
Yeah.
you get one commando, one striker, get the thing up there, go stagger it, get 2 strikers, bring down its health, then switch
You mean
on
commandos?
and off. Huh?
By
Commandos?
Striker, do you mean Ravager?
Ravager, yeah.
No, Ravengers bring him to that point, and then commandos are the ones that drop the pain, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Mm,
yeah,
I'll
we'll
do
talk
it
about that
backwards.
sometime.
I'll be
But,
around tomorrow.
wait a
I
minute.
was thinking about playing it tomorrow as well.
Commandos slow down the whatever rate that thing is called.
The way it works is you basically want 2 Ravengers, 1 Commando in a party if you were looking to stagger it quickly.
Yeah.
And then when you bring the pain...
Wait, what? You don't go all Ravager?
No, because that means
Yeah,
the meter's
this is
going to
what
go
I
down
need.
quicker.
Yeah, but to get it to the meter so that it's filled, you want
No,
all
but
Ravager.
if you don't have that 1 Commando, the meter goes down quicker in between attacks while you're raising it.
Commando special ability is to slow down meter degeneration.
Yeah, this is what we need to talk about. So we'll hit that so
Okay.
other people don't have to listen to this. But yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Because
Yeah,
I don't ever use the Sentinels ever.
Really?
So obviously I'm doing
I really
something
don't
wrong.
either. I really don't either.
Well, I have one of the little floating cats with his hat, and he heals me. So what the fuck would I need a Sentinel for?
You're definitely going to need a better healer than that, though.
Don't you
Yeah.
insult my kitty, Josh. I know the game.
Okay.
The cat's
My
name is
bad,
Kate
dog.
Sith.
Josh,
a
you make
robot.
Josh is a wonderful companion.
Oh, God.
No, that's totally going to be his name. Expect a tweet.
I better get a picture of it.
Oh, there'll be a picture.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
other than
though.
that, I'm surprised that I'm enjoying it this much. Like it grabbed me. It's filling the hole that Mass Effect left.
Mm-hmm.
Cunts.
It is weird, though. When I saw you tweeting that you're enjoying it, I was like, no, he's just trying to lead me into something.
No, I'm
No.
really not. I honestly am. It has that Crisis Core feel, and I really love that on the PSP. I got to a point where I couldn't get any farther on it on the battle. Don't hate me because I don't know his name. The guy with the white hair. Seraph? Is it Seraph?
Sure.
Who?
I don't remember. I'm
Wait,
further
are you talking
ahead,
about Final
so-
Fantasy 7?
Well, no, he's from 7. Crisis Core. He's in that game.
Sephiroth.
Sephiroth.
Sephiroth, yeah. Like, I got to a battle with him that I couldn't beat because I didn't have enough grinding, and then I ended up selling the PSP. But I really enjoyed that game, and this has that same feeling for me.
The thing I thought you were going to hate about this was the random encounters, basically. Like, it's not... it's kind of hidden a little bit better, but they are random encounters through the Moogle clock, basically, is what it is.
Yeah, but you can just run away if you don't feel like it.
Yeah, that was really cool. I like how that was done.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I thought that was going to annoy Bill.
No, I like because if I don't feel like it, a lot of times I do it because you want to level up, but other times if I'm going to do something specific, I just keep running. It's great.
Yeah. Sweet. So I was waiting for you to complain about that. But.
No, that's the perfect way to solve that, where you can still appease the people like yourselves who like that. But for people like me, if I'm in the middle of something and don't want to screw with it, I just keep running. It's great.
Yeah.
It's good. It's a good idea. I hope they stick with that.
I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah. It's
other than the music.
Surprising. Well, I'm not sure if I'd really ever meet someone who can say they really enjoy the soundtrack.
I really enjoy the soundtrack. Will.
You're a damn liar. All right, that's it for me, though. We'll move on.
All right, Senor Kyle.
Random
Pudding Pal.
What?
Pudding Pal.
Yeah, Pudding Pal. Sort of a random game that I rented kind of half-heartedly was The Darkness 2.
Really?
Probably will, like, at this point in time, it's one of my most favorite games currently.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that was not what I was expecting.
Yeah, it is not at all what I was expecting.
It wasn't what I was expecting too. Maybe it's because my standards were significantly lowered, but I was floored about the game.
Well, I can tell you why your standards were lower, Kyle.
Why?
You left them in the toilet.
Yeah. But I never played The Darkness 1, and maybe that was to my benefit, because the way The Darkness 2 works plot-wise is you keep flipping between you as the mob boss tearing the shit out of everybody, anything in sight, and then you in this asylum where all the characters you meet when you're the mob boss appear as the warden or other patients. So part of the game is you don't know if you're actually crazy or you don't know if you're crazy, but you don't know which way you're going. So either the asylum is a delusion or the actual gameplay is a delusion. And since I didn't play the first game, that really took hold with me. So I thought that was a really interesting gameplay element. The control...
Are you enjoying their whole quad wielding thing?
That is phenomenal. Really? Yeah, it was incredibly fluid, easy to control. There was a point in the game, there's talent wheels, and you spend experience points that you get from eating hearts and maiming people in terrible ways into these talent points or talent trees, and you get more powerful and you get more special abilities. Eventually, I was throwing my little minion who would turn into a bomb, explode.
Is it a Moogle?
No, he's like a little Cockney-speaking Darkling, so he's like an essence of the darkness, but part of your imagination.
So it's like that little dude in Darksiders?
Yeah, he's like that, but he's not an asshole. He's actually your friend.
Okay.
So he helps you out. You can look through things in his eyes and control them and slit people's throats and stuff like that. But you can pick him up with one guy, or one tentacle, throw him, stun a bunch of guys. In the meantime, you can activate your power that you can dual wield guns and you shoot darkness bullets that auto target people. Then you can whip out your other tentacle that cuts some guy in half and smash him to the ground, and he explodes and stuns more guys. And then you could grab another one, tear out his heart, eat it, recharge your abilities, and spit out a bunch of flies. The combat was very fluid.
I have no idea what just happened, but it sounded pretty cool.
You just fucking murder everything.
Excellent.
It was really good. The ending came from
a couple hours. Oh, you finished it.
I beat it twice in a weekend.
Wow.
Yeah, it is very, very, very short. I beat it the first time, immediately played it again, and beat it that day. It took me 4 or 5 hours. Wow. And it was New Game Plus on the hardest mode, so I was just fucking tearing through that game.
Wow, this is going to make it on your Game of the Year list, isn't it?
I don't know. It's a strong contender at this point.
It definitely will, because Kyle, this is the only more modern game he's going to play throughout the year.
Also, what helped is there is a character called JP Dumond. He's a side character that you can play, and I'm like, oh shit, this is awesome. Unfortunately, he's a black voodoo doctor. And I was like,
so wait a minute, you're like Bill's? Yeah, are you related to Bill's secretary?
Yeah. I was like, oh, this is not what I expected.
I'll get his number for her.
Yeah. But didn't you like the first Darkness, Bill? Or at least you sarcastically said so?
No, I think I own it, but I never really got very far in it.
Yeah, I played it a little bit too.
I've tried a couple times. It's just not my flavor. I don't know. The second one I think will be fun. I'm going to pick it up cheap on like a Steam sale or something.
Go to Redbox it.
It's Mick who absolutely loves it.
Yeah.
I was completely blown away. The ending I saw from a fucking...
It makes me more excited to play though since you're this hot on it because... I don't know.
It was completely satisfying. The ending I saw a mile away. It was really short, but the story was good. The controls were absolutely solid.
Did you play both endings?
I only played the one, but I am aware of the second one. I didn't play it because I knew it was going to be a terrible ending.
Right on.
I took the blue pill instead of the red pill, which is pretty much what it dissolves to.
Oh man!
Really recommend it. It was just fun.
That's pretty badass, man. I didn't think you were going to like it that much.
I didn't think I was going to like it either. Like
because you pretty much hate everything.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's what's making me excited to play it.
It starts out and you're like, okay, I do have a few complaints about the game. So you're a mob boss, so you're surrounded by all these mobsters, and they're all like really noble. They're like, we're your buddy. But the whole game, everybody's super excited that you got this demon back to murder people. I'm like, you guys shouldn't be happy about that. And they always refer to it as the thing. Hey, Jackie, you got your thing back. And then they make like this pantomime motion with their arms. I'm like, that's not a good thing. That's a bad thing.
That means I'm going to fuck you up.
That's like,
you got the demons coming out your fucking chest. That's great.
Yeah, that's what they're like. Awesome.
Maybe we can go out into the alley and murder some people, huh?
Actually, yeah, that's what they encourage you to do.
You can use your 4 other arms to make spaghetti sauce even faster, eh?
And there's a lot of parts in the story that they show, but they don't outwardly, like, overtly say. They're subtle about a few things, and I like that. They don't treat you like a fucking moron.
How is it graphically?
It's cell-shaded, which I thought was nice because it reflects the comic book, which I never read, but it's in style of the comic book, which was a plus.
Is it like quite a bloody game? I'm assuming because you're tearing shit apart, right?
Yeah, it is a very bloody game.
Yeah. It looks pretty vicious.
There's a move where you insert a tentacle into some guy's ass and pop his head off.
This is all going like we've come full circle now.
Yeah, that's where I was going with that too. Is that the spot where you squirmed a little bit?
That hadn't happened to me yet.
Hey, look, it's me on Tuesday.
I like a picture is Kyle in the operating room. The doctor's got his hand in his ass, and then all of a sudden, like, it comes out of Kyle's mouth. He's like, look, this is my Kyle impression.
No, screw that. His hand's going to be up in there, and he's like, oh, you're in a video game, so you put the darkness too?
Let me show you my thing.
Oh, man. I have a feeling I'm going to play this now since you didn't hate it.
Some of the powers are super gratifying. Like, you can obviously dual wield guns. You have a certain tree where you can you get unlimited bullets for a limited amount of time that are supercharged and can shoot through walls, and at which point you can see through walls. So it's like, they call it gun kata, so it's shout out to Equilibrium. Have you seen that, Bill? Equilibrium?
No, I don't think so.
Christian Bale doing kung fu with guns, and it's really cool. You only have to see it for about 5 scenes, and that's it. The rest of the movie's trash. But you're pretty much auto-targeting a whole room of guys, shooting them with demon bullets.
I like demon bullets.
That shoots through all. It's really fun. Just play it. Oh my god.
Josh, how about you? You gonna give it a shot?
Probably not.
Josh, it's a 5-hour game. Give it a shot.
Yeah, probably not.
What a downer.
Yeah. And then on a downer note...
Will you play it if Kyle live blogs his doctor's appointment on Tuesday?
I will with this video.
I'll see what I can do. And then...
Doc, hold my bionic and film this while you're shoving your hand up my ass.
I played Alan Wake, American Nightmare.
Oh, boy.
I'm not too happy with it so far.
See, you're the complete opposite of Mike. Mike, like every night on Skype when we're talking, he's playing that, and he's like, have I ever told you how amazing the addition of a nail gun is?
Yeah, I mean, you get different weapons, and I understand why he has different weapons, because he's embraced his ability to rewrite reality, so he's just editing things into the game, but it's... it's really buggy to me. And they've made game changes that I don't really like, but I can understand why they did it. So it's like it's the jump from Resident Evil to Resident Evil 4. So they sort of changed it. So you get all these guns and stuff, and you get unlimited ammo because you can just go to an ammo box that just respawns ammo because you edit reality to do that. And
I wasn't the biggest Alan Wake fan, so I have next to no interest in
I really liked
DLC.
Alan Wake, and I'm disappointed by it.
No, you didn't.
I really liked Alan Wake.
No, you
yes,
didn't.
I did.
Dude, I can go back and play that fucking podcast, but you fucking hated it.
No, I hated it at first. No, I didn't even hate it at first. I genuinely liked Alan Wake. It's every time I was like, hey, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense. They'd immediately address that, and I go, okay, that's cool, good.
Okay.
But the audio skips for me about every 5 seconds.
Yeah, that sucks.
So if I'm in a conversation, it's like, so what are you doing? Oh, cool, stay inside. So you're a car mechanic?
Nice.
That's driving me crazy. Maybe it's just a bad download. Maybe I should delete it and install it again. But still,
yeah, it's the first time I've heard that complaint. So you could try it. It's not going to hurt anything.
It's just, I'm just a little let down. So it's the reverse of The Darkness 2. My expectations were too high.
I knew we couldn't get through an episode with Kyle actually being positive.
This game's for jerks.
Yeah, I've only played like an hour into it, so I don't have that much to say about it, except I'm not liking it so far.
All right, well, we'll see what happens as you get more into it, too.
There are cool
Maybe you'll
things.
like it.
The villain is like your id that got separated from you when you're in the dark world.
John Carmack?
Who?
From id Software.
Oh, no. So that's really neat. I like that part, but it's iffy, lackluster right now. I hope that it gets better. I hope it gets better. I honestly do.
Fair enough.
And that's it.
I don't think it will.
We're just going to do that for the rest of the episode just to drive you crazy.
Seriously, play The Darkness 2, too.
All right, yeah. Maybe I'll read The Darkness 2, too.
Meow, meow.
Meow, meow. Meow, meow.
All right, Kyle, is that all you got?
Yep.
All right,
I got a Bloody
sweet.
Butt, Darkness 2, and Alan Wake.
Hell of a week, Cal.
Oh, man. All right, well, I've been playing some more Vita games. Picked up Gameflight, actually, Mod Nation Racers Road Trip. And it's Mod Nation Racers. It's basically the exact same thing as on the PS3, with the exception of, like, there's no online, which is fucking retarded.
Yeah.
And it's basically just you're in a campaign and you just drive around and you do those tracks and everything, and it's really, really cool for the fact that you're playing a kart racer on your Vita. And I haven't really gotten to any spots like everybody says where the frame rate drops, but Pete told me that he did. And it's only in spots where like there's a lot of dynamic items and stuff, so hopefully that gets fixed. But it's Mod Nation Racers, and I like I was telling everybody last night, I really, really like it and I want to keep it, but it's hard playing a kart racer by yourself. I've never actually done that before. Like going back to the Super Nintendo with Mario Kart, I never played that by myself. It was always with somebody else. So it feels like a complete waste of a game to me.
Did they clean up any of the driving mechanics so that it controls a little better?
I never had a problem with how it controlled on the PS3,
That's
but
fine. Is it a little bit better though?
It feels a little bit better, yeah, I guess. Like a little tighter, you mean, or?
Well, just a mixture of that and then also the difficulty. Because, I mean, I bought that for Frona. It's still laying around here somewhere. But that game was just, the difficulty was all jacked up.
Well, they changed it on the PS3 as well, the difficulty.
Did they?
Yeah, they eventually released
bonus.
a patch to fix that.
That's a bonus.
So yeah, the difficulty doesn't seem too bad at all. And there are some changes with how it drives. Like, you know, when you would do a drift, in the PS3 version, your cart would just immediately jump and then like turn to the side and then you start drifting. And this one here, it just immediately turns. But if you hold the button down, then it'll do the jump, like the hop, and then drift. So they changed a couple things like that. But yeah, there's very subtle differences between this and the PS3 version.
Right on.
Again, minus the online. You can play tracks that people created, but just, again, by yourself. So, like, I can play Pete's PS3 tracks on Mod Nation Vita, which is pretty cool. But, you know, like, again, you're playing it by yourself. How much fun is that?
Have they said they're going to patch it in later or anything?
They said if the game sells well enough, they will definitely look into it, that's complete bullshit to me. You know, I understand that the game was rushed to get it out for launch, but that's something that should be there by default.
Multiplayer is sort of...
For a kart racer, that's a requirement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no excuse for that.
BioWare could have just given them their multiplayer.
Yeah. Seriously. And seriously, how hard could it have been to port the netcode from the PS3 version over to the Vita version? It shouldn't have been that hard. I mean, especially if they're using tracks and everything else. So, but yeah, I haven't tried making a track on it, which I heard is really cool because, again, like, you can use the back touch panel to, like, lay out roads and all that stuff. So, you know, that's pretty cool that you can do that. But I'm not going to keep it. I'm probably going to send it to GameFly this week. You know, it's cool. I like Mod Nation Racers. It's just, you're by yourself.
Yeah. It's kind of like buying a Mario Kart game that doesn't have local multiplayer.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Who would ever do that? That's dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been playing Mario Kart with somebody else for fucking years. Why can't I play Mod Nation with somebody? I mean, obviously, if somebody was here with another Vita, we can do ad hoc mode, I think. But
That's stupid,
yeah. I don't know anybody, especially anybody with a Vita.
Well, maybe you can just walk around with your Nier and find someone.
Where are you now, Josh? Well, I'm up in Maine, and I still haven't come across anybody.
Just keep walking east.
Yeah,
it's actually not true.
You finally pick one up, so you're just stalking this one person. It turns out it's like a 7-year-old kid. You're just standing outside of his door.
I'll give you candy if you play Mod Nation with me.
So, Jimmy, did I tell you that my buddy's asshole's blood everywhere?
Have you ever seen The Shining? No. Do you want to? Because I have this bowl of popcorn.
Mister. Well, who are you, mister?
I'm a friend of your dad's.
You're scary.
Hey, kid, do you want some pizza rolls?
Don't be a pixie faggot, kid.
What about Mutant Blob Attack? Is that at least better?
Yeah, what is that?
It's a game that came out on the PlayStation 3, I think, last year, and the PlayStation 3 version is not so good. This, apparently, I think, is a sequel to it. It's a platformer mixed with, like, Katamari in a way. So you're this blob, and you're going around through the levels, and you have to, like, absorb items to get bigger. And it, like Katamari, it shows your size as you're going. And it's just a little platforming game with all these weird things too. So there's some levels where you have to use the motion controls on the Vita kind of like Marble Madness to get around. So like you're holding your Vita flat, but then rocking it around a little bit to move left or right or forward and back and all that. So that's pretty cool. But other than that, most of the levels, the majority of them are just 2D side-scrolling platforming. And you have to go around and free your friends from each level. It's time-based, I believe, as well. But yeah, so to get around the level, you have to absorb items and then get to a certain size, and then you go through a gate that requires you to be a certain size. So then you can go through into the next part of the level. And it
sounds like you're pretty lukewarm on this one.
I like it. It's pretty cool.
But
I haven't played it a ton. Not as much as like everybody else. Like I know Mike recently beat it, but yeah, I need to play it some more. But I actually quite enjoy it because I love platformers. So it's hard though. There's a lot of timing involved with some of these jumps. There's one part where there's fucking laser beams that you have to try to jump around. Fucking laser beams are mean, but you have to drag this like little block over to block the beam. And then you side jump off of that, and then off to another thing, and then over that. And if you're off by like just a little bit, you're going into the beam and dying. So it requires you to use the buttons plus the face touch panel, plus, the back panel. And it just gets really frustrating after a little while. So it's a game that like I play in little spurts here and there because it gets me mad every once in a while.
It seems really complicated.
It does get kind of complicated for a fucking platformer, but it's cool, and it's only $10. It's a downloadable game.
Right on.
So yeah, I think if you have a Vita, it's definitely worth picking up, and it's got like a pretty cool, again, like the Darkness 2 cell shading look to it. I love cell shading.
So I'm partial to it.
Like what they did, they just announced Jet Set Radio Future again. Makes me so happy. Fucking love that game. So yeah, there's Mod Nation and Tales from Space, Mutant Blob Attack. Those are the main 2 Vita games that I've played in the past week, and they're both pretty cool. I like them.
Cool.
Still loving the Vita.
Of course.
It's really fun. Like, I'll wake up in the morning, roll over, and do my Hot Shots Golf daily tournaments.
Get a few holes in ones called a day.
I have only gotten 1 hole in 1, actually. And it was, I did an online tournament with Pete and Levity NYC from Twitter. And Levity was doing bad, so he rage quit. And I got a hole in 1 right after that. And I felt like a man.
Like a man.
Now you're a man.
Man.
Yeah, dude. Fucking Hot Shots is so good. I just wish it had a way to play your friends in a single online match rather than like these tournament setups that they have. But who knows? Like, I've heard different things that they're planning on adding that. It's just like the tournament setup is how it launched in Japan.
Sure.
We'll see. I mean, at least they have online. That's more than I can say for Mod Nation.
Very true.
So other than that, I just picked up SSX.
Now, I'm really interested in how you feel because Nancy absolutely loves the SSX series.
Yeah, and I do too. I've what was it, SSX 3? I really liked it. 4 was on the PS2 as well, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think 4. And SSX Tricky, which I was horrible at, but I liked it.
Nancy loves Tricky.
Yeah. And this one here, as I was telling you guys earlier, feels like a weird combination between SSX 3, which kind of really focused on racing or just snowboarding in general, and Tricky, which was all about like pulling off these weird, insane tricks that no human should ever be able to do. And so it brings a weird combination of both of them. So you can do those crazy tricks in an actual race and everything else. And so you go from mountain to mountain in the single player campaign, and they're broken up into different parts of the mountain for each challenge that you have. And one might be a race against another character, and then the next section might be see if you can rack up more points than all these characters doing tricks. So that's how they kind of make it a hybrid between the two.
Okay.
It's pretty cool, though. I like it. I think it's good looking. A bunch of people have said they don't think it looks good, but for as fast as it's going, I think it's really good looking, and there's a lot of lighting effects.
From what you had on your stream, I thought it looked pretty good.
Yeah, and you're flying in that game. You're not going slow by any means. So if you're taking that much time to notice how it looks, you're not playing it correctly.
Sure.
But, I mean, you're getting all that really cool lighting effects off the snow or in caves and off the ice. So for that, I like it alone. But I know you have some issues with it, Bill.
The online pass, but I'm not, again, for sure on how it actually works.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm not...
if you buy it used, does it actually GIMP the single player? I don't know. Does it only GIMP parts of the online? It just seems kind of hazy, so...
It's weird because I shouldn't have, but I immediately got the online pass, and I did notice that when I was playing it today, there was a box. Every game gives you like a little tips menu or something. Mm-hmm. It did say, without the online pass, you can play online, and that's all I read into it. But so I'm not exactly sure how the online pass works in this game, or if it's even like an online pass. It's just a pass for.
Well, I think you can still play online, but you can't basically gain any XP. But the rumor is that also filters into the single player experience. But that could be completely wrong, and maybe it is. You can play online, just no online XP, in which case I could care less because I'm not going to play it online anyway. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's one of those things that I'll have to dig into a little bit.
Yeah, definitely ask Pete, because I know he was playing it without an online pass for a couple of days. So he would probably be more knowledgeable on that. But I mean, it's more SSX. It brings in the feature like most EA games right now, like Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. So it has the auto log type system where it keeps track of your friends' scores on each section of a mountain. and it compares it to yours, and it tells you if they beat your times or points from tricks and all this other stuff. So it kind of has that carrot on a stick that all the other EA games have as well.
Right on.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. I like it a lot.
Yeah,
but
it'll be interesting to see what happens when you get a little farther into it.
Yeah, and I definitely need to. I mean, I just got it yesterday, so I've only played it for a few hours. But in the single player story, I have no fucking clue what's going on.
But if you're not playing that game for the story.
No, not at all. And the way it's told to you is like through a comic book section. Like it actually looks like a comic book, and it's all still photo. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, you don't play SSX for the story. You play it for, snowboarding.
For doing tricks.
For doing the tricks and listening
like
to
Bill's
the Run
secretary.
DMCs.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not nice, Kyle.
We're not a very nice show, Josh.
I'm a nice guy on the show.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, unless you got any questions, that's basically all I got about SSX. It's just, it's SSX.
Hooray!
I'll hit you up more next week, maybe once you've kind of sunk your teeth into it a little bit more.
As long as it's not that Abomination Wii version.
No, I never played that. So I don't know anything about that, but I know it's harder. There was one section where you have to get more points than this one chick doing tricks down a mountain, and I fucking just couldn't wrap my head around it. I was never really good at the tricks out of SSX. Like, that's why I was so bad at Tricky. But it took me like 9 attempts, and like if you fail it, like I think after 3 times, it finally says, "Do you want to just move on to the next mountain?" It won't hinder you. It won't hinder you in XP or anything, but you can move on if you want. Blah blah blah. And I was like, "No, fuck you! I will beat this chick." And from that point on, like once it finally starts telling you that, it tells you that every fucking time you fail.
Stop
like
sucking.
That one track. So I was like, no. Every time I'm hitting no, I will beat her. And finally I did. So that made me feel good. And it does, as Kyle saw from that video I posted, it does have a rewind feature now, which feels a little bit out of place. But that's pretty much what like every game is doing now. So like if you fail a trick and you land and you die or something, then you can rewind time. But I think for each second that you're rewinding, it takes off X amount of points from your score, or adds time to your actual time in the race. So it's cool. It's tricky.
Right on.
All right, that wraps up for me. So Kyle,
yes,
why don't you tell them how they can get in contact with us if they so choose?
All right, you could do what JSS Lifelike did and send us a Twitter or a tweet on the Twitter. You can shout out at Nasero for Josh, at KR Dumont for myself, at Billy Bill Black for Bill, and at Critical Strike for the actual podcast Twitter feed. You could also leave us a voicemail at 909-C-STRIKE or 909-278-7453, or you can shoot us an email at cstrikepodcast@gmail.com.
Yes. Or hit up Platform Nation, where there's tons of other great podcasts, and it sounds like maybe another fanboy's coming.
Oh, no, they actually recorded one. I was questioning Mike about it last night.
Oh, shit.
Very fancy.
I was like, Mike, what does it feel like to actually do a podcast of your own again? He's like, yeah, it sucked. So don't listen to it. No, I'm just kidding. Listen to it.
Word.
It's nice having the fanboys back. They're my inspiration. Whoa, actually, now that I think about it, we had a fanboys-esque fucking story at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Like, they ruined strawberry shortcake and coffee cake for me now, and now I'm sure Kyle ruined tomato soup for somebody.
Cool. Suck on that, fans.
You take that.
Yeah, they ruined strawberry shortcake for me after the vasectomy episode.
Yep.
Can't eat it.
And we had a music
No, it
episode.
was strawberries and cream. My mistake.
A music episode, huh, Josh?
We had a music episode, Bill.
Very interesting.
The first one of the year. Now I only need to do 2 more, and then I matched up last year's.
Cool.
Yay!
Yep. It felt good to get it out there, I will say.
Well, Kyle, I know, like everyone else, will be interested to hear what happens with the doctor, so I wish you luck.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm not actually that curious.
I don't know how comfortable I am with the amount of people worrying about the state of my anus.
Well, you're the one that fucking brought it up.
Yeah, but still, I don't want people to worry. I mean, shit happens.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
You.
Oh, man,
right,
I did
gentlemen.
not mean that to come out like that, but still, it's still funny.
Oh, you didn't mean it for it to come out like that?
No, I didn't.
You didn't want to be like an elevator?
No, it wasn't supposed to be all bloody.
Christ.
Dude, I'm not going to sit right for a week now.
I'm not sitting right now.
All right, well, we better finish this up so Bill can get back to his grandparents.
Yeah.
Just my grandma.
Billy, I wonder what Billy's doing right now. What is his podcasting?
Billy, some man named Pop Pop is here. Says something about fairies.
He said that since I'm pure German, I can live.
Oh, no. All right, gentlemen, we will reconvene in 2 weeks.
All right. Peace out. My favorite is when I'm in the office and I got my hand down my pants to pull my junk out because I have like a stool under my desk, so I need to get all situated.
Wait, you're pulling your junk out at work?
No,
You're just
pulling
whipping it out?
my junk out so that I don't have to smash them between my crossed legs under my desk.
Like, I can see you sitting there, and it's like, oh, I'm getting situated. It's a nice Monday morning. I'm going to drink my coffee. Hey, secretary, come over here. What do you think about this?
Yep,
What do you
she's
think about
downstairs.
this? You just flop them out on the like a drawing table.
Why don't you help me situate my business?
So, you like what you see?
Why don't you file this under your mouth?
You're making like a hand turkey, but it's with your penis.
You know, all this gets much funnier because she's like 61 years old.
Hey, you could like them a little older, Bill. They got experience. Plus, they can take their teeth out.